Police Literacy Initiative, an organization that brings community members and law enforcement together to better police relations, are putting together a documentary to present their findings. Zachariah Abdul told me a bit about what they've come up with over the last while.
So through our meetings for the past 6 months, we actually divided into groups and in order to make key policy recommendations going forward. So the 4 groups that we divided ourselves into were: one, building trust between communities and police. Secondly, to address making the complaint process a lot more effective. Thirdly, dealing with disproportionate contact with police.
Dan Epstein has taken the responsibility of filming and conducting interviews for the documentary.
It's been really nice to go all around the city and speak with, people who are on all sides of, of carding and racial profiling, and people who work from the police service, and people who, we got to go interview Jim Rankin at the Star, who's been working on this issue and doing incredible work for over a decade researching this issue. We got to speak with a number of different academics and researchers who've looked into this. And we've spoken with members of our own group who've done their own research and have talked about, recommendations that they've made.
Initiative founder Jamil Javani says the challenge is engaging people who are on both sides of the debate of police involvement.
And I think it's been important for us to remember that I really believe we do represent most people's view on these issues, but those are not necessarily people who are going to show up to a community forum and talk about these issues. They're not necessarily people who are going to go to a press conference and have a lot to say, but they are people who recognize that the police are an integral part of how we run a democracy in our city, in our country, and they know that police are important, but they also know that there's some changes that need to be made, and I think that's the view that we represent.
Police Literacy Initiative will be airing their documentary at their first Police Community Forum at City Hall on April 26th. This is Joyita Sengupta for Skedline.